Here we have a new 2023 Genesis GV80. This one comes in the Advanced Plus trim level in savile silver. And then we have the van beige perforated leather interior. Our powertrain consists of a 3.5 liter twin turbocharged V6 engine, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And that gets us 375 horsepower, 391 pound-feet of torque. So as we come around to the front end here, just stunning look, but LED daytime running lights along with LED headlamps, and they don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But one of the most noticeable vehicles on the road, in my opinion. It just has such a presence to it. Now coming down to the wheels here, it still has the plastic on the caps, but these are gonna be 20-inch wheels. Now we get passive keyless entry on the front. And then over here we have our memory seat controls. We have our power mirror controls, pick a side, turn them on and off, adjust, and then you can power fold them. Blind spot monitors are in there, and they're heated as well. Power door lock controls, one-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors, and then rear child lock, rear window lock there. Tons of space in the door panel, and everything just looks super premium. And we get a Lexicon premium sound system there. Hood release, we'll open that for later. You can adjust your brightness for the gauge cluster here, toggle your auto stop there, traction control, power lift gate, and then you have an electronic parking brake. Pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. And then your power tilt and telescoping steering wheels here. And here we have our power driver seat with power lumbar support, and we also have power thigh support as well. And then those bolsters also adjust. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, my driving position. So I'm gonna check out my leg room, sitting behind myself. But rear window blinds are here. Kind of hard to do that with the camera, but hook right in there, and then you can pull them down. So love having that. And just everything looks so premium on these. It's insane. And then you can even move those back to get to that 3rd row. But let's go ahead and hop in here. And then make sure the seat's all the way back. So great room here. I have about, maybe 1.5 inches of headroom, 2 inches. And then my knees very close, but not touching the back of the seat there. And then we have seat back pockets on both sides. And for our rear automatic AC controls, we can go ahead and adjust temperature, or adjust fan speed there, excuse me. Adjust temperature here, set the auto mode, and then to turn that off, turn the fan down. And then we have 3-stage heated outboard seats. We can control the fan direction, cut the whole system off. And then 2 USB-A charge ports and a 115-volt 3-prong household plug-in down in there. Now this folds down, cup holders here, and then storage pocket there. And then it's closed, but there is the dual pane sunroof, grab handle here. 2 hanger hooks probably fit on that there if you want to hang your shirts. But let's go ahead and take a look at the window sticker next. And I want to give a huge shout out to Genesis Cool Springs for allowing me to review this vehicle today. I'll leave a link below to it, as well as their entire inventory in the description below. But here are the standard features. So you can pause anywhere you need to check that out. And then we just have that paint and a few small accessories. Not a bad sticker price for this, $72,680. But over here, fuel cap, premium fuel is recommended. But coming around to this back end here, which is absolutely stunning. LED tail lights there. Dual exhaust. Quick look underneath the vehicle, tons of space in terms of ground clearance. And then to pop the lift gate from the back, hit that button there. And I mean, tons of space here. Of course, this is with a 3rd row down, and you could power fold that. Has a floor mat on it, but it's still coming up. So of course, with the floor mat removed, you can go ahead and have this 3rd row up, and pretty good room it looks like behind there, honestly, because when this is up, you can see there's legroom behind that seat, even though it's all the way back. And then also cup holders there. You can tumble that seat down if you need to. And then what's awesome is you can bring it back up. So this will be for the third row. I thought that was for the second row, so my bad there. But you can tumble that here and then you can slide it up. So pretty nice. And I like that you have a speaker back there as well. And then here, additional storage. But of course, there's so much still in this. So the plastic's still on the third row here. The mat's still here. But I'm glad I was able to show you all that, because honestly, before I looked at this vehicle, I did not know that these came with a third row. So pretty nice. And then here, you have the bar that you can put up if you want to in the third row to cover your cargo. And then I think that first aid kit is right in there, or that's a tire inflator kit, excuse me. And then I don't know where that is, but I'm gonna stop fooling with stuff. But coming around to the rear passenger side, you can fold this flat by pulling here. And then when the seat's up far enough, it'll fold flat there. Of course, the headrest is in the way here. So you push that down and then it'll fold flat pretty much. But I like that you can push the seats forward and fold down when you do have people in that third row. Or if you just want a little extra storage. But there's the power front passenger seat, power lumbar, lockable glove compartment here. Pretty good sized storage compartment. Tons of owner's manuals in there as well. And then you have storage right here with a 12 volt. Now as we come around to the front end here, once again, we're gonna pop the hood. And there's that twin turbo 3.5 liter V6. It's mostly covered up, but I like how they designed the cover. It looks super aggressive. I have to slam this one. There we go. But now let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So I love the two-spoke steering wheel here. Very luxurious, and it's actually pretty thick. So it looks like nothing else I've ever seen in terms of steering wheel. Now over here to the screen, which is pretty standard in the upscale Genesis. So GV70, I think, the G80s, G90s, and then this one, you get this 14.5-inch screen, which is pretty lovely as I've gotten used to it. Navigation screens there. You do get AM, FM, XM radio. Let me go ahead and cut that down. So you have access to all that, Bluetooth audio, and then you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. You can go through all that here. When it's plugged in, you can use voice memos in here, which is pretty nice. If you're driving down the road and you come up with an ID, you can just say, hey, blah, 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 fill it in. And then to connect your Bluetooth, just go through here, add. In the Bluetooth device. It'll walk you through it. So those are the settings there. And then you have valet mode, a few other features, including the climate. You can control a little bit of that from the screen, but I like to use this down here. So dual zone automatic climate controls, we can adjust temperature here, we can unsync there, and we can sync back up there. And then we have our quick shortcuts here as well. So radio media setup, and then we can pull up the map. Favorites we can set up as well. Hazards there. Now to set up your favorites, it'll walk you through that. Just hit the button and it'll say, hey, what do you want to have as your favorites? So, and then here you can adjust fan direction, cooled seat, heated seat, and that's for the driver and front passenger, which is nice. Then 2-stage heated steering wheel. You can adjust fan speed here, which I think is neat because I can click anywhere, and the system is so fast that when I hit max, it's instant, and when I hit 1, instant. So that's pretty neat. Cut the whole system off for the AC here, set your auto mode there, and then to auto mode, you have to go ahead and toggle your fan speed down. And you have the 3-stage auto mode as well. So if you want low, medium, or high intensity for the fan speed, you can adjust that as you'd like. And I love how they integrated all of this here. So the vents are here, but it looks like one solid piece. So pretty cool. Now down here, wireless charging pad is in there. You have 2 USB-A inputs, and the indicator for the wireless charging pad is right there. And you can close all that off. And I love the natural wood all throughout this here. But you can close all that off. Cup holders are in here. Volume knob is here. You can click this for a mute. And you have a tune knob here. And you can scroll through all of that there. Now here, I like using this knob, and I've said this before. So easy to use. It makes so much sense. One of the best systems I've had with a rotary knob for the radio. So I can scroll through all my options, or I can click over a whole page at once and then map there, go through my settings. Just makes a lot of sense. Super neat. And you can even zoom in and out there as you adjust there. So love that. Automatic brake holds here for the shifter. Hit the brake, pull all the way over for reverse. You can tap over for neutral, pull all the way over for drive, press P for park, and then you can do drive to reverse the same way in reverse. So that's pretty cool, and I love how easy this is to use, especially finding neutral, because not everybody can do it. But camera toggles here, and there's that. And you have the self-parking system as well. But guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Great picture, 360, and then you have your front camera there. But parking sensors are here. You have a differential lock here, toggle that, and then you have your hill descent. And your drive modes you go through here. So you have snow, eco, comfort, sport, and then you can set up a custom mode there. And then let's go to this roof here. So one click to open up the sunshade. And then you can either tilt or slide the sunroof. And that's how far it goes back, which is pretty impressive. Then we have the soft touch dome lights, which I love on the Genesis. They're just awesome. Sunglasses holder here. There's a view of the back seat, even though that one's tumbles forward. But let's go back here to the steering wheel. Now what makes this interesting is I have not seen this on any other Genesis, so this is kind of significant to the GV80. Voice recognition controls here, Bluetooth's here. You see how you can use that. In the Bluetooth device. And then volume's here, mute. You can use this for your track list or radio station presets. Use this mode to go through your audio, whether it's AM, FM, XM, whatever you set up there. And you have a favorites button there as well as the one on the screen. And that's gonna be that custom there that you can toggle through and set up. Now over here to the right side, you use these buttons to go through your gauge cluster. So this is to go through the sub menus here. And then when you get to a sub menu that allows you to go through it, you can toggle through there. And then you can even select the contents that are available here. So driver assistance heads up, you can go through all of that. And then over here, you have your smart cruise controls. So this is for the lane centering, this is for the gap adjust, and this is to toggle it on and off. And then you can adjust speed there. Paddle shifters are behind the steering wheel. Heads up display right there. Headlamp controls are here. High beams, toggle them off in the flash, and then auto, you'll just have the auto high beams on when you're in the auto mode, and you tick those on and off there. Blinkers, and then as you can see, it shows you the curbside view cameras depending on what side you're indicating. And then you have your automatic windshield wipers here. One time, there's your auto, low and high. And then in auto, you adjust the sensitivity here. And then you have your rear wiper here. Pull back for rear wiper fluid, pull up for front wiper fluid. I actually like this gauge cluster setup because you have the needle speedometer there with the fuel gauge, and then you have the digital side over there. And I like how they did that. And then you have actual lights that show you the headlamp controls, differential lock, and all that. Here's your push button start. And finally, here's your key fob with remote start, and you can see you can use your automatic park assist there as well. But now let's go ahead and take this GV80 Advanced Plus out on the road for a quick test drive. So I've been trying to get my hands on the Genesis GV80 ever since they came out. And it wasn't until recently here, again, I want to give a huge thanks to Genesis of Cool Springs. It wasn't until recently here I was able to finally drive one. As the chip shortage and all of that played out, it was hard to get one that wasn't already sold. So finally have one that wasn't sold the first day it got here, and I'm glad I was able to drive it because this is a super nice SUV. Everything from the materials used to the performance to the ride quality, everything feels extremely premium, and there aren't any sounds going on, except I forgot to put that seat back so it's not locked, and I had to pull out because it's Friday, traffic here is terrible, and then I just have my license plate in the back there, so it's rattling a little bit, but other than that, no out of the ordinary sounds. And then not sure if you're gonna hear it in the video as well, but the mats that came with the vehicle are sliding around a little bit too, as those have not been installed, so I'm just on the plastic now. But again, sound quality in the cabin is phenomenal, just absolutely fantastic. And Genesis really, they outdid themselves with these vehicles. Specifically, the GV80 and the G90 are just fantastic. But I've had the vehicle in comfort mode. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into sport mode and give it one good pull. Not gonna do anything crazy, but just give it a little acceleration and see how it does. And I can already tell I'm gonna be pleased because it's ready to go. I'll even do the paddle shifters too. So pretty fun to drive. The shifts are quick. And I just love the throaty exhaust, the engine sound. See if I have some room to accelerate here. I'm gonna give myself a little space. No one's behind me. Great pull. Oh yeah, that's it right there. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. So I always forget this. I get a little excited, but we got to put it back in the eco mode. Let's go ahead and use the adaptive cruise, lane centering. So it's keeping me centered in the lines here, and then the adaptive cruise is doing its thing. So pretty good for long trips. It's not meant to be an autonomous system, but it is a fantastic driver aid. So of course, it recommends keeping your hands on the steering wheel. It'll tell you every so often if you need to, if you let it off for whatever reason, but just always make sure you're paying attention while you're driving. But the ride down the interstate was fantastic as well. Just a great driving SUV. But when you're trying to compete with the Mercedes-Benz, BMWs, Audis of the world, your ride better be as good as this Genesis GV80's is. So very impressive. Now in terms of competition, just how people are shaping their vehicles and so on and so forth, I would say the Q7 Audi, I'd say the BMW X7, especially with this third row here. And then Mercedes, the GLS. But I'd have to drive one of those to really compare with the ride. I haven't driven any of those recently. I've driven a pre-owned GLS, and that rode pretty nicely, but I would hope they've come a little bit further with a 23 model, because this Genesis beats out that 18 definitely. Maybe not in terms of power, as that one had I think that was a 550, so it had a turbo V8, twin turbo, or bi-turbo V8. But I mean, this is just it's a fantastic package for the money. You're paying mid-70s, tons of safety features, tons of comfort features, and just a fantastic look inside and out. But I'm loving this GV80 here. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this new 2023 Genesis GV80 Advanced Plus.